Hello students, good afternoon. I hope you all are doing good. So we'll proceed with the further part. Yesterday I had given you homework and this is the solution for it. You should get the answer minus 2x cosec square of x square whole divided by root of cot of x square. I hope you all have got this. We'll proceed to the next problem, ninth one. What is the question? Prove that the function f given by f of x is equal to mod x minus 1 for all x belongs to R is not a differentiable at x is equal to 1, as you have done in your continuity part where you had to check your whether the function is continuous or no applying your limit. In your differentiable part also it is same. How you had done at equal to, if it is means you go for LHL, RHL and you have to find. So, to check whether it is differentiable or no, I have given you a definition. I hope you all remember this definition which we have given. If we have to show the function is differentiable means LHD, how we will take as x tends to c minus f of x minus f of c by x minus c. So, limit h tends to 0, your x will be replaced by c minus h, f of c by minus h. Your LHD, your RHD should be equal. If they are equal, then you can tell the particular function is differentiable. If it is not equal, then you can tell that the function is not differentiable. So, in the same way, we are gonna solve it. So, solution: given the function f of x equal to mod x minus r for all x belongs to R at x is equal to 1. So, first we will go for LHD. So, for limit x tends to c minus f of x, this is our differentiable formula, right? Differentiable, what we, if this exists, then we tell it is differentiable. But for LHD, what we do? C minus. When C minus means your x changes to c minus h and here f of c, and this part will be minus h where your x tends to c minus h. Yes, and your limit h tends to 0. Here your x is equal to 1 means it will be what? C is equal to 1. So, in place of c, your value will be what? 1. So, limit f of, in place of c it is 1, yes, because c value is 1. So, it becomes 1 minus h, it was c minus h, right. So, it will become 1 minus h minus f of c is f of 1 whole divided by minus h. Now, f of 1 minus h, f of 1 minus h means how? See here, f of x is what? F of x is mod x minus 1. F of x is mod x minus 1. So, your f of 1 minus h will be what? It will be mod 1 minus h minus 1, right. In place of x, your terms will be what? 1 minus 1. So, it will be f of 1 minus h is mod 1 minus h minus 1. F of 1 also, in place of x it is 1 means it will be mod 1 minus 1. So, this is mod 1 minus 1 whole divided by minus h as your limit h tends to 0. So, your plus 1 minus 1 get cancels. So, limit you are left with mod minus h whole divided by minus h, which is equal to, as your h tends to 0. So, limit your mod of minus h is what? H. Whenever negative of, see your mod is always like positive. Whenever you are going for a direct way, your mod minus 1 is what? 1 itself. So, mod minus h will be h. If it is mod 1, so this is also will be 1 itself. Okay, you should be careful. So, it is mod minus h is h, here it is minus h. So, h get cancels, h1s are h1s are, so you will be left with minus 1. This is your LHD. Now, we will see RHD. RHD also how we will do? For RHD, how it will be? Limit f of x minus f of c as x minus t, x tends to will be c plus, right, c plus, and in place of x you will be changing to c plus h. So, the same, c plus h minus f of c whole divided by h as your h tends to 0. So, your c plus h, c value is what? 1, right. So, 1 plus h minus f of 1 by h. Same way, your f of x is what? Mod of x minus 1. So, f of 1 plus h, what it will be? F of 1 plus h, in place of x you have to put 1 plus h. So, it will be mod 1 plus h minus 1, mod 1 plus h minus 1, and f of 1. F of 1 will be mod 1 minus 1. In place of x you are putting 1 value. So, mod 1 minus 1 whole divided by h. Here also plus 1 minus 1 get cancels, you will be having mod of h minus 1 is 0, so that is gone, whole divided by h is remaining as your h tends to 0. So again limit, your mod h will be h itself, whole divided by h, h1 is equal to 1. Here you can see your LHD you are getting minus 1 and RHD you are getting 1. So your LHD is not equal to RHD, therefore f of x is not differentiable. Yes, this only they have said you to prove, and we have proved it. Whenever they ask you to show whether it is differentiable or no, you should go LHD, RHD. If they are equal, then it is differentiable. If it is not, it is not differentiable. Okay. Next question. So before solving that question, I want everyone to go through this definition, that is greatest integer function. In short, we are tell GIF. So it is defined as, how it is defined, f of x is equal to, so this is bracket, it is square bracket, it is not mod bracket x, it is, this should be bracket. If it is such a way, you call it as great integer function. X belongs to R, assumes that the value of greatest integer which is less than or equal to x, means greatest integer means what? You have to find out, it is termed as greatest integer, but you have to find out the less than value or equal to this term, and it will be in a integer part only, right? It will be in integer. For example, now you see you have here, for example, now you see they are asking you greatest integer of 1.9. 1.9 nearest value is what? When you go to the left side, yes, it is 1, means 1.9, it is lying between what? 1 and 2, right? It is lying between 1 and 2. So in this, which is less number? It is 1. So your value will be 1. In the same way, 2.78. 2.78 lies between what? 2 and 3. Its a less value, it is nearest value is what? 2. So such is known as what? Your greatest integer. So whenever they have given you in bracket, you should find the greatest integer. Now you have minus 2 itself. If in a negative, you have a minus 2, your integer will be minus 2. So it is less than or equal to x. When it is the whole number, it will be a whole. Your 3. Now here you see it is minus 3.142. So this lies between minus 3 and minus 4. Which is the nearest? It is this. I mean, which is the less one? It is minus 4, right? Minus 4 is less than minus 3. In negative terms, don't get confused. Minus 4 is less than minus 3, right? So your greatest integer value for this will be minus 4. Now we have like this 100.34, your nearest value will be 100. Okay. So in such a way you have to do. So we'll see the problem. Now the question is, prove that the greatest integer function defined by f of x is equal to your bracket x, where x is less than 3, greater than 0, is not differentiable at x is equal to 1 and at x is equal to 2. So for differentiable, considering this greatest integer, we have to show whether it is differentiable or no. First for at x is equal to 1 and second at x is equal to 2. So I'll go for 1 point at x is equal to 1 I'll show, and at x is equal to 2 you guys have to do as a homework. So differentiable they are asking, obvious you have to go LHD and RHD. Write your given is what? F of x is equal to bracket x, we term it as greatest integer function, okay, and x is less than 3, greater than 0. So first at x is equal to 1, my LHD how I give? LHD definition is limit f of x minus f of c whole divided by x minus c as x tends to c minus. C minus means your x will be replaced by c minus h, and your limit will be what? H tends to 0 minus f of c, and whole divided by it will be minus h. So your c value what we have taken here? C is what? C is equal to 1. So first for 1 we are proving, right? So in place of c it will be, your value will be 1. So limit f of 1 minus h minus f of 1 whole divided by minus h as h tends to 0. Now f of 1 minus h, what is your f of x? F of x is what? Greatest integer, that is x. So f of 1 minus h, what it becomes? Greatest integer 1 minus h, right? So f of 1 minus h will be greatest integer 1 minus h, and f of 1 will be what? F of 1 will be 1. F of 1 will be 1 minus h. Now here you see, as your h tends to 0, 1 minus h they are telling, right? Now as 1 minus h they are telling, so h value can be anything, right? H value can be anything. If 1 minus whatever you do, you will get answer in what? Yes, you will get answer in 0 point something, right? 1 minus anything you can do. H as tends to 0, which is h will be very small number, considering as kind of a 0 or anything. So it will be lying between 1 and 0 only, right? It will be the value what they will be given, whatever we get, the answer will be in 0 point something. So that value lies between 0 and 1. So the nearest value, so the less than value for this term is what? 0. Yes, for this term will be 0. As I have shown you previously, if you have given any number and you check in which it lies between. Now for 1.9, the greatest integer is what? 1. So when it is 1 minus h, means negative side, when it is 1 minus h, your value will be 0 point something. It will be 0 point something. So it lies between 0 and 1. So your answer will be, so your greatest integer for this is 0. 0 minus 1 whole divided by minus h. So it will be what? Minus 1 by minus h, as h tends to 0. As your h tends here, minus minus get cancels. H tending to the real means here it will be 0. 1 by 0 is what? Infinity. It is not defined, right? It is infinity. Same case with RHD. RHD, what is your definition? Limit f of x minus f of c whole divided by x minus c, x tends to c plus, means your x will be what? C plus h minus f of c whole divided by h. So your c value is what here? 1. So it will be 1 plus h minus f of 1 whole divided by h. F of x is what? 1 plus h. So f of 1 plus, it is x, right? Sorry, it is x. So f of 1 plus h will be 1 plus h. So f of 1 plus h is 1 plus h, f of 1 will be 1 whole divided by h. Now here also see, h any value, if I put h plus anything I do, it will be what? 1 point. 1 point I may get 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, whatever. So that value will be lying between 1 and 2. If it is, suppose I get 1.5. So this value is lying between 1 and 2. So the nearest value is what? 1. So here you will get 1. Here plus 1 minus 1 get cancels and you will be left with what? 0. Here it is 0 and h tends to 0 is 0. Here you are getting infinity, here you are getting 0. So LHD is not equal to RHD. Thus function is not differentiable at x is equal to 1. So be careful, when you are minusing anything, your value will be what? In 0 types. If you have 2 minus h means here you get 1. Here you have 2 plus h means here you will get 2. When you are adding something, your value changes. When you are subtracting something, your value changes. So make sure of that. Find out for x is equal to 2. Thank you.